I'm here for pleasure. I want to have pleasure. I want my partner to have pleasure. And
Mhm.
it's just a wonderful time.
Hello, hello. Today is a very special day because we've got two Janices on the show.
Yay! That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe that I met another Janice and also one in the same type of space as me. Welcome to the show, Janice Selbie.
Thank
Hello.
you. Thank you. I'm so glad to be back. It's wonderful to
Mhm.
see you.
Yeah, everyone go up into the feed. And of course, I will put this in whatever show notes wherever you're listening. But we did an episode last year on sexual shame, and it was very powerful. I actually had some people come over and tell me that they had listened to it, which is always exciting. So thank you for that. I will link to it in the show notes. And today we are talking about sex and aging. I have to say, it's not a topic I might have thought to do. Um, maybe because I'm not of a certain age. I hate that term. Um, but so thank you for suggesting it. Janice is a master practitioner, clinical counselor. That is a mouthful. Before we get started, can you let us know what that means? And also, she's got a very popular podcast and YouTube channel. So tell everyone what that is before we get started.
Thanks, Chan Chan. I appreciate it. So
My
my
nickname. I love
yes,
that you call me that.
my website is divorcingreligion.com. And I am a counselor, as you mentioned, and I work with a lot of people recovering from religious trauma, including purity culture recovery. And so then I started a YouTube channel and a podcast. So I have the Divorcing Religion podcast, and also now I have the Sex and Power podcast, and they are both on the Divorcing Religion YouTube channel. So there's lots of
Mhm.
resources there for anyone who's interested, including resources from my Shameless Sexuality conferences. So people can find some really good stuff on there.
Let's dive into a juicy question. Some of you may have heard, regardless of your age, that some of the best sex, especially I suppose for women, happens after 50. What do you say about that?
I say it is entirely true. It's been true in my case. I
Oh
would say,
my.
oh yeah, yes, and even after 40, like even about my mid 40s, it's like I shifted into another gear, and I think it's
Okay.
because um, the children were grown. You know, my responsibilities that way were done. Also, and this is going to be common with some of your listeners too, there was a divorce that happened. And so there are a lot of things shifting. I went back to schools, launched a new career. So I was stepping into my own power. And that includes sexual power. So, yeah, for me, it's definitely been true. And it also has to do with, I think the older we get, the less we care about what others think of us or how
Okay.
they may judge us. So I can be in the bedroom and I don't care that I have a belly. I don't care anything. I'm here for pleasure. I want to have pleasure. I want my partner to have pleasure. And
Mhm.
it's just a wonderful time.
Okay, I guess two things come to mind. First of all, I've heard at least some women over 50 saying that just the mere fact that they don't have to worry about birth control i- anymore adds to it. Do you think that that's true?
Yes, yes, yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. Not fearing pregnancy is a huge, huge relief. Oh my God, yeah.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
that's a big ding, ding, ding. I definitely appreciate that. But I mean, I went on a hormone IUD in my 40s, and so that was helpful. And then I
Mhm.
wasn't worried about sex at that point either. But I think for a lot of women, yeah, reaching the age of menopause where they won't be able to get pregnant at all, no matter what, even if birth control were to fail, then they just feel free. It's liberating.
Okay. That's a bit tricky for me. I don't disclose how old I am, which people
Mhm.
get the biggest kick out of. But maybe someday. Well, I don't know. I find being mysterious kind of fun.
Mhm.
Um, mm, So when it comes to menopause, I don't know, was it something that you feared? I mean, how did you view that and how did it change your sex life?
Right.
I mean, for me, it's something that yeah, I fear and dread. So I mean,
Oh.
did you experience that? I know I'm just being completely transparent.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah,
Mhm.
no, I didn't have any fears around it, probably because, my mom never made a big deal about it, and she would just say, "No," she never even had a hot flash, like, she just
Okay.
slid right in, it was no problem, and so for me, I didn't, and I am, 56 now, and it was only within the
That's my
last.
lucky number, by the
Oh,
way.
yay,
I
yay.
know that is that's
56,
my
I
lucky
like it.
number.
Well, it was
Mhm.
only within the last year that that my body, maybe the last couple years, that I noticed my body changing, but as I mentioned, I'm still on this hormone IUD, and so I didn't know if, I had stopped, if I was in menopause or what, but some of the changes, felt uncomfortable, and because I was not having as much lubrication, I hope I can be, graphic,
Okay.
and so then I went to my doctor, and the doctor prescribed something fantastic
Ooh,
that
okay.
helps with lubrication. It's called Imvexi. It's something that you insert yourself. It has absolutely just made things as pleasurable and wonderful as they were, before. So that one, that's been really helpful, and women should educate themselves about that
Okay.
because that is just something your body does. The
Mhm.
older you get, and you become drier. So make sure there's proper lubrication.
Okay.
Some people suffer a real libido loss. Not
Mhm.
everyone,
Okay.
but then there are also, you can have estrogen patches and creams, and we're not without options
Mhm.
here.
So I guess it's more of a mindset thing than a physical thing that makes the sex, better?
Um, well, for me, I think it's a whole bunch of different things. The relationship that I'm in now, I just adore. I love my partner. He's so wonderful,
Mhm.
and he is actually 22 years older than me. That's what got me thinking
Okay.
about
Well,
sex
how's
and
his
aging.
libido?
Yeah. Oh my God. It's shocking. It's
Yay!
so good. It's fantastic. He's wonderful. But there are things also that happen in male bodies as they age. Am I
Mhm.
allowed to talk a little bit about what can happen to fellows?
Please, this is one of the
Okay.
more explicit podcasts out there
Okay.
as far as I
Right.
know. So
Okay. So
mhm,
a problem that men can have is not, it's more of restricted blood flow to their genitals and to their penis. So it can be difficult for them to get hard or to stay hard. And so that's where things like cock rings come in and are extremely helpful. And I mean, if you don't have a cock ring in a pinch, you're just going to grab a hair elastic band or
how
something.
does that help? I didn't know that at
Yes,
all.
yes, yes, because it's going, over, the hardened member and then also under the balls. So it's like squeezing
Okay.
everything, and it makes things hard and helps keep things hard. And then, of course, fellows can also use, Cialis or, drugs to help
Yes,
with
go
that.
for it. Yes,
Yes,
go for
and
it.
and so we do what we need to do in a
Uh-huh.
situation where adults, we have access to these different resources, so
Mm,
we must use them. And then also you're getting to know your partner and getting to know your own body, what feels
mm.
good, what do you like, and just reveling in each other's pleasure. It's such a delight.
Ooh, I'm blushing a little. Wow, I have to say I was not aware that that's could be a use of a for a cock ring.
Mhm.
Um, oh, this is making me think I might finally do an episode on sex toys now that my YouTube is taking off. And that could, oh yes. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that with me.
You're
Like I said,
welcome.
and also Mazel Tov, because it does sound like
I love it.
oh, amazing, amazing. Okay, so we did want to talk a little bit about purity culture because I think that you believe that maybe that could impact women over 50 who are really trying to um, trying to embrace their sexuality
Mhm.
because I mean especially women over 50 would have really been raised in a time that purity culture was really infecting society
Mhm.
generally. I mean
Yes.
today I feel like if you are in certain communities and certain religions you get exposed to that, but it's not as invasive in
Right.
general society as it once was.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah, talk to us, about this and maybe what you've seen in your
Sure, yeah.
clients, friends, etcetera.
Excellent. So, many of us were taught to suppress our sexuality. We weren't taught how to enjoy it. And so, this is part of our, as we're aging, hopefully, we're also learning, continuing to learn about our bodies. And yeah, it's sometimes for some folks, it's not till they're in the later half, the second half of their life, that they actually experience consensual sex. So if they married young and
Mhm.
for religious reasons, girls, women are taught just to be compliant, not to be sexually curious, right? But then if either that marriage ends or that partnership ends, or if the couple deconverts from religion, that a lot of the shame can dissipate then, and they can start actually enjoying sex and figuring out what feels good to them, what do they want to do, what
Mhm.
turns them on. It can be very helpful for folks in that demographic to actually seek out the help of someone who does specialize in recovery from religious trauma and purity culture, because
Yes, and
not every therapist is aware of it.
well, and also just not maybe going just directly from
Oh,
religion into, like, the swinger community.
oh,
Let's
oh,
get you guys some support. As a lot of people know, I'm an ex-Mormon, and also kind of in the leadership role in the ex-Mormon community, and so I'm privy to, um a lot of people's experiences and stories. And one thing that happens in the ex-Mormon community is a lot of couples want to stay together. They don't always, and they get curious. And also, maybe you can speak to this. In the Mormon world, you marry the first person generally that you have sex with. And
mhm.
so, a lot of people in their 40s, a little bit in their early 50s will be leaving and then naturally be curious. And I've seen a lot of people just kind of like step rather quickly into, swinging communities, experimenting with same sex partners, and for better or worse.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
can you kind of speak to that? And maybe I think getting support, it would be prudent. What would you suggest for people who um yeah, are curious and maybe a healthy, safe, nurturing way to
Yeah.
go about this?
Yeah, excellent, excellent, question, and I love that you're so, connected in
Mhm.
with that Mormon ex-Mormon community. So people, really want to make sure that communication is happening with their partner. There has got to be lots and lots of talking, about what is happening, what we want, what we'd like to explore, and how does partner feel about that, because sometimes it's one partner just raring to go and try things out,
Yeah.
and it can be another partner feeling like, no, I don't want to, I feel, now am I going to lose you if I don't say yes? So this is if someone is interested in exploring ENM or ethical
Yep,
non-monogamy,
that's my next question. Yeah,
beautiful.
just dive into that. Yeah. Mhm.
Sure, yes. So what I'm gonna say is don't just dive into that. Talk to your partner and talk to a therapist about it,
Sure.
because there are
Yeah.
therapists who
Yes.
specialize
Mhm.
in polyamory and ENM. And so people might want to ask themselves what kind of connection they're hoping to experience, what
Mhm.
boundaries would help them feel safe and respected. And this is within the partnership, or even if maybe they are solo now, but they want to be part of a community that has
Mhm.
lots of people involved in it. So not to just dive right in. You're not a teenager kind of at the mercy of your hormones. You have there can be a lot to lose when we're at this age, so we want to proceed with dignity, right? And with that,
Yes,
with
everyone.
caution, like we and just because a person is older doesn't mean they cannot still get sexually transmitted infection or disease. So that
Very
can
good point.
that's
In
a
fact,
yeah,
I've
big issue.
heard yeah, I've actually heard, and I would like you if this falls into your expertise, I've heard that certain types of STDs are actually higher rates in women or in people over 50. Is that true? Do you know anything about that?
I don't know if they're higher, but it that may be the case, particularly if it's in a demographic like older people, where maybe they've been in a monogamous relationship for 30 years, and they haven't worn a condom, used a condom, anything like that in those 30 years because they're with that same partner,
Mhm.
and maybe they don't think about it then when they move forward. Or and I'm thinking especially for women, we also have been trained to be very compliant. And so if we find ourselves in an intimate situation or one that's about to get intimate, it can be challenging for us to speak up and say, oh, you need to wear a condom.
'Cause you might have never
Yes.
negotiated, condom
Yes.
use before.
That's right. That's right.
I
Yeah.
mean,
And so respect.
that's hard when you're younger, but you would have at least had some practice.
Yes.
Oh, fascinating. Yeah, you're so right.
Yeah.
You also mentioned, let's just throw this out there. You mentioned that maybe, coming out of a divorce or having a new partner could add to some of the excitement. What is the term for people who get divorced in their 50s and later? There's some term for golden or silver or something.
Happy. I'm happy.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, maybe this is really the second part of your life. A lot of people are living longer, and I guess that would be an option that you do decide that yeah, you're ready to part ways.
Yeah, and it works for some, it doesn't work for some, and certainly there are still people who stay together their whole life, really till
Mhm.
death do them part. That is an option, but I don't think now that we are living so long, I think it is becoming less and less common. And like I said earlier, women get into their 40s and 50s, and man, they shift gears when there are no longer kids to take care of and worry about. But it's interesting because around the same time, men can be sometimes withdrawing more. They come home from work and they just want to either play video games or read or watch TV. But this is and so this has been true in my experience. It's not true for everyone, but women are saying, I want to get out there. I want to take dance classes. I want to take painting classes. I want to learn how to sail a sailboat. I want to do these things
Sell a
because
sailboat.
or
My
whatever it is,
goodness.
because they've been on
Go,
duty,
go.
non-duty all these years.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think it's such a misnomer that it's the females that withdraw, but I think, um, females are more likely to withdraw when there's kids in the house and when there's so many responsibilities and when at the end of the day, there's still so much on your mind. And yeah, I guess that would really be lifted in your 50s.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting. But then is it because men have less of a libido? Why do you think men withdraw at that age?
Um, I really am not sure. It can I well, their testosterone is dropping,
Mhm.
and that,
Mm.
that can be an issue, for them. So that is something, where they will wanna be in contact with their doctor, and I do not recommend ordering, testosterone off the internet. You don't know whatever people could be putting
Okay,
in that.
everyone.
I don't think it's overly safe, so please
Go
go
to your
through.
doctor. I mean,
Yeah,
when you're in your
doctor,
50s,
pharmacy.
hopefully you have I mean, some medical, insurance or
Mhm.
stability.
Yeah. Well, and you
Mhm.
know what? In Canada, the government, in my province in British Columbia, this month, they have said all hormone replacement for menopausal women is free, completely free.
Hell
Any
yeah.
kind of medicine that we need, anything. I'm
Mhm.
like, "Oh, thank you. I'm so glad to be living where I live." Um,
Yeah. We don't have the the same privileges here, but still go speak with a professional. So that's one tip, and I do want to get into some tips with you. And then going back to ethical non-monogamy, this is the age where a lot of infidelity takes place, from what I understand, and that can just be life ruining. And so, yeah, again, communicating with your partner, maybe ethical non-monogamy isn't for you.
Well,
And yeah,
and
maybe
sneaking
it's
around isn't DNM. Sneaking around and
mm,
carrying secrets, we
mm,
want people to know that is not, that's just cheating. That is not ethical non-monogamy. For it to be
mhm,
ethical, your partner is aware and supportive of what's
mhm,
going on. So I just want
mhm.
to put that out there.
Yes, no cheating and go to your doctor. I want to talk more about some tips, but this kind of leads into my next question, and that is, what, in your experience, are the biggest struggles that people 50s and beyond face when it comes to, yeah, embracing, sexuality and exploring?
Well, I think it can be particularly challenging for those who are coming out of that purity culture background. But even it wasn't called purity culture in the 50s and 60s and 70s. It was just called,
Culture.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, good girls keep their legs closed. You know, that sort of
But more
teaching that
people
went
had
on.
sex in the 50s from what I've read, that people were actually having even more premarital sex. I mean, lots of, younger millennials and Gen Z are being more choosy these days from
Yeah,
what I've
well,
read. Mm.
I endorse being choosy. I think there's something to be said for being choosy, but there's also something to be said for giving yourself permission. And this is part of what you just asked about. What's hard for people as they're aging and trying to embrace this sexuality when we've repressed something for so long or only experienced sex in one way. Uh, Sometimes I speak with women who have come out of long-term marriages, and they wonder maybe they're asexual because they've never had an orgasm the whole
Yeah,
time
oh,
they were
okay.
married.
You mentioned this in one of your resources, which I was a little thrown off by that. So, yeah, tell us about asexuality in women of a certain age.
Right, yes. So that can definitely be a question that some women ask themselves.
Mm, okay.
Am I asexual? Because I've never really, if they think I've never really enjoyed sex, and here I am single, and I don't care if I ever have sex again. And so some people are asexual, and some are not. It's very possible that she just has never experienced a complete orgasm. And then we get into conversations like, have you used a vibrator? Have you stimulated yourself? Have you experienced that? Sometimes they say yes, and sometimes they say no, or maybe their partner was very much against oral sex, or at least the man not wanting to perform oral sex on them. On the
Yeah,
line.
the other way around, maybe not as much. I'm
Right.
sure they were like, "No, I'll
Right.
take it, of course."
Right, right. And so then the our work turns towards exploring pleasure and exploring their own body. But it might even start as gently as reading some romance literature, novels, Harlequin romances, whatever it is. See if that gets any juices flowing or anything like that, or watch some romance on TV.
Audio
Don't dive
porn
in. Yes.
audio
Oh,
porn.
or
Mhm.
literotica
Yeah.
too.
Yes, yes, yes. Because a lot of audio porn is story based and a
Mm,
little bit more geared towards women. And
okay.
so there are a bunch of companies out there who are doing really great work. I had a subscription for a little while, I don't anymore, and I thought it was fantastic. You can choose if it's a male or female narrator. You can choose if it involves monogamy. You can choose if it involves strangers, group sex. You can even choose in to a limited extent if the narrator has an accent or not.
Oh, how
So a
fun.
lot of women will be, excited to know that like you can choose a male with an English accent.
Mhm,
Yes,
mhm.
so
Oh,
go and try that.
wow. Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Now for some, women who have had virtually no exposure, and some gentlemen as well. I mean, I do tell them they can take it slow. They don't have to dive right into consuming, hardcore porn. That might be rather shocking
Yeah,
and
there's
even
a
could be
world of
off-putting.
other things that you
Yeah,
can
so we
access.
we start we start gently and go from there. But I mean, humans are so fascinating because we just span everything. It's very interesting. I love working with people, and this topic is never boring.
Yeah, and good for you. Thank you for everything you're doing. I just have a couple more tips. There's lots of sexologists and sex coaches who work with people over 50. I'm a really big fan of the erotic blueprints, which is basically your sexual love language and how you get turned on and the things that you are kind of naturally drawn to. So go
Beautiful.
and take the erotic blueprints quiz. Anywhere that you're listening or watching this, I've done a lot of content around the erotic blueprints. And also, you can hire an erotic blueprints coach who will come and speak with you and your partner about your blueprint type and help you to get to know each other from
Wow.
that perspective. I'll send you some info, Janice. And this might seem extreme to some people, but or to women. If you really haven't explored your body to a certain extent and you are curious, there is something called vulva mapping. For my birthday a few years ago, look, I just heard about it on the podcast Sex with Emily, and she had a vulva mapper on, and I just felt like kind of, the turn on, in the sense that I was just I fascinated by it. And so I wanted to try it. And basically it's a practitioner. You work with your practitioner to map your vulva. And I went, and I am someone who's experienced with self pleasure, but I just needed to see what it was like.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful experience. I
Oh,
was really cool. I mean, just yeah, everything that I thought it would be. And
nice.
you work first when on consent and asking your practitioner for various things, even maybe a certain type of massage or stretches. I love to have my arms stretched back. And so you work first on asking and receiving. And then for the second part of it, for me at least, you the practitioner then works on mapping your vulva and what feels good and what areas are more sensitive and things like different places that she kind of tugged.
Yeah,
I never
wow.
imagined, or like on my mound, whatever
Mhm,
it's
mhm,
called. I
mhm.
found that pressure there was just like, uh, felt very
Yes.
good. And now I'm
Yeah.
able to, yeah, communicate those things to my partner. And so
Nice.
if you are, um, have never really explored your body before, in any big city, there will be practitioners. Get in touch with me. I know where to find these. I'm in Denver. I went to Boulder for my session. And there were multiple practitioners that I was able to choose from and get referrals for. So I know that this might seem like a huge leap if you don't even touch yourself,
Sounds wonderful.
but oh, it was really cool. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It
Thank
was,
you for
yeah. And
that.
then you walk away just kind of feeling like, wow, you've really done this awesome thing. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, oh,
Vulva
I love
mapping.
that.
Mm.
Yes, because we need to really do our best to replace judgment with curiosity. That
Yes, that
in
is
every
such a good way to
aspect of
put it.
life.
Mhm,
Yes, and
mhm,
especially when it comes to sex and our body. Just
mhm,
loving ourselves. Like it's okay to look the way you look, however you look.
mhm,
That's your body. That's the body that you have, and you can
mhm.
still feel good about it and still experience pleasure.
Have you found, when it comes to body image, that women 50 plus or whatever the case are less are more body confident at all or not?
In some ways, I think yes, and in some ways it's challenging because the pressure is greater than ever when people say 50 is the new 30. I'm like, "Oh my god, not in this body, it's not."
Well, I don't feel like
Come
why
on.
is that the goal?
Right,
That
right,
we
and it's the same with beauty standards. Why am I letting, uh, someone else determine what's beautiful? I have an idea in my own head of what's beautiful, and this also can really make a difference with the partner that we have. We can if we are able to speak candidly, and hopefully we should be able to do that with our partner about body image, questions or concerns or whatever that we have, and the partner will listen non-judgmentally and just affirm us. I love you the way you are. My partner specifically knows parts of my body that I have trouble with, and he will
mm,
request to look at them or just touch those parts and say, "Oh, I love this about you." Like, and I never asked him to do that. He's just an amazing human.
oh my god, I
So
love your guys' relationship.
me
I'm
too.
also, yeah, in the giddy stage about my partner as well, and it's a lovely thing.
And remember too that sex doesn't start in the bedroom. I mean, one thing that we do in the evenings, we'll watch some TV and so forth, but then I'll ask him to read to me. He has this beautiful voice, and he's not reading like sexy stuff. He's reading science stuff or sociology or whatever I want. But for me, just to sit there and I'm doing a puzzle or doing whatever I want, and he's reading to me and we're connecting around that, that is a beautiful way for couples to connect, or take a class together, learn something, just try something different and see how it feels to be doing that with your partner.
Well, and I will say, I mean, maybe this is one of, something that a lot of people should try. Chris and I also read together. We've read, I think, 6 classic novels since we started seeing each other.
Isn't it
And
lovely?
it really is there's something very intimate about it. It's really fun for us to choose the books together, talk about it after. So yeah, I guess that could be a one success tool, so to speak. Start
Right.
reading together.
You had asked earlier about women over 50 and body image. How is that? I will also say for a lot of us, as we are becoming more comfortable with who we are, and especially, I mean, I grew up without the internet. I grew up before social media. So what other people say about me online, that stuff kind of just bounces off me for the most part. I don't really care because
Oh,
I'm
you probably
myself.
do get a couple haters here and there.
Oh, for sure I do. For sure I do. But I'm too busy having fun and living my life and doing what feels good to me, that I don't care. And I'm happy. I've been happy with male partners. I've been happy with female partners. Like just giving myself permission. I am me, and I'm in this body. Here for a limited amount of time. Life is a limited time offer. I want to experience as much as I can, as much pleasure.
Yeah, yeah, same. Living a desired based life is yeah, something that's um made a big difference in my life. It's always thinking about what's going to feel good, and also, just like what inside you desire, and getting in touch with your pussy, which might, yeah, also seem like a big leap for some people. But yeah, think about that. And in fact, along those lines, um the book Pussy by Regina Thomas Howard. Hold on, everyone. I'm gonna get it for you.
Oh, good.
It is a beautiful, beautiful book about stepping into your power as a female.
That,
Yeah, look at
yeah.
all. I've read it 3 times. It's a wonderful, wonderful resource and very accessible. She's not necessarily talking about, vulva mapping or extreme things like that, but just generally how to carry yourself and how to get into a place where you listen to your body more. So,
How
yeah.
gorgeous. And I have a book
Mhm.
here I'll recommend. It's called Her Body,
Okay.
A Riotous Celebration of the Female Form. So it's
Cool.
Pictures of naked ladies in beautiful, very playful fun. There's food involved, but it's women of all ages and all sizes.
Okay.
And so for some folks who are kind of more at the beginning stage of this liberation,
Mm.
something like this might be, and you can tell I like you do,
Yep, yep,
this
same.
might be a gentle start for them.
Perfect. All right. Yay, some resources wherever you're listening or watching this. I will put them in there. Before we wrap up, I know that you wanted to mention either why this is still seen as taboo or what makes people uncomfortable about this. I think the tides are turning. I
Mhm,
I think that more people are like, yeah, let's do it. Go you. I mean,
mhm.
we've even had this whole aging gracefully conversation when it comes to certain celebrities who are getting a bit older. A lot of people are celebrating that more. It's definitely not perfect. But for instance, I was seeing this new trailer with a movie that Michelle Pfeiffer is in, and I don't know, I felt a little emotional. It's not like I've been a big fan of hers forever, but she just I really like that she's staying in there, keeping her career active and not, hiding that she's older. I think in the movie she's a grandma. And I don't know. I thought that was lovely. But it's still a topic that makes certain people uncomfortable. I mean, I never even thought about having it on the show, not because I'm uncomfortable with it, but it didn't
R-
cross my mind. So yeah,
right.
tell us about that.
Sure. Yes. Well, that's why I'm so grateful to you for doing this show because that's what I think needs to happen. We need to have more people who are aging willing to talk with younger people and say, you know what? See, if you plan on getting older and you plan on having sex, I got great news for you because here I'm older and I'm still having sex and it's wonderful sex. Your body will change. Your body goes through change. That is part of the deal. So we want to understand so we can know what to expect in some ways. And then we have plans and resources and people we can contact and connect with when
Mhm.
our body is changing. But I want young people to know sex isn't just for for the young. Sex is for everybody, as long as consent is involved, informed consent.
Mhm,
Please enjoy your body. Please
mm,
enjoy your
mm.
partner's bodies.
Yes, go and get it on. Yes, thank you so much. Oh, I can't wait to do our next episode. What a wonderful thing you're doing for the post religion community, for the post 50 community. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remind everyone again where they can go and learn more about you. Everyone, go over to Divorcing Religion on YouTube. It's so many resources and interviews with a lot of interesting people. I mean, us post religious people are dynamic and yeah, full of life. I've been on the show speaking about family estrangement.
Mhm.
Yeah, so divorcing religion, YouTube, and where else, my dear?
Divorcingreligion.com is also my website, and I'm on social media most places as at divorcing religion.
Mhm. And the book, I will also put in the show notes. Can you it's in the background everywhere. It's also
Yeah.
or in the background there. And it's
Mhm.
also Divorcing Religion.
Yep.
And Janice has an interesting story. A few of us do who have come out of cults.
Yes.
As I definitely consider myself to have, and it tells her story, and it's a fun one. So everyone, of course, I'm going to link to that as well. Divorcing religion, just go and give that a goog, and you
Thank
will
you.
find Janice, the
Thank you. This has been so
other
much
Janice,
fun.
the
That's
other
right.
Janice.
That's right. Oh, it's always fun to connect with you, my friend.
Yes, thank you. I'm so, so, so glad that I met you and that we've become friends and colleagues. Everybody, thank you. Make sure that you're subscribing wherever you're listening or watching this. Thank you so much for the support. Oh, and if you want to buy me a glass of wine, go over and join my Patreon. That would just, yeah, I'd be tickled pink. And I'll see you next time. Thank you,
Bye,
Janice.
everyone.
Bye.